Peggy 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is WWE Superstar Xavier Woods, a.k.a. Austin Creed, and I got some information for you. It's time to finish the story in WWE 2K24. Relive the greatest moments in WrestleMania history in the 2K showcase of the Immortals. From the golden era to today, the evolution of the greatest spectacle in sports entertainment is in your hands. With an epic roster of superstars and brand new match types, it's down to you to finish your story in WWE 2K24, available now.
And it's SummerSlam. He is your special guest referee. He is Seth.
It's the show that celebrates WWE. It's Gorilla Position.
Hello, you, and welcome to Gorilla Position.
I'm a champion.
Thank you very much for hitting the download button on this, your pro wrestling / sports entertainment podcast of pleasure. My name is James D'Lo, your host and your guide through the wonderful world of WWE. Thank you for tuning into this episode 334 of the biggest and best WWE podcasts in the UK. The only show of its kind to be supported, endorsed and promoted by WWE themselves. It is Wednesday, 24 July 24. And what say you? How are you feeling about Rollins putting his stamp or his curb stomp into the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk match at SummerSlam? Is it needed? Does this make the match feel bigger, or does Drew Punk sell itself? Or does it just open up lots of creative opportunities down the line, especially pertaining to Seth versus Punk, something we've wanted to see since the minute Survivor Series went off the air at Allstate Arena? SummerSlam is so close now, and I think it's fair to say we can all feel the anticipation in the air. It's obviously going to be the biggest SummerSlam of all time, I would predict, in terms of viewership, gate, merch sales, etc. Possibly attendance too, behind 92 at Wembley maybe. The stadium in Cleveland holds 67,000 people, so it's certainly going to be up there with one of the biggest SummerSlams ever. So, everything is looking rosy. So much to be excited about. So much cool creative stuff happening. But, for balance, I think on this week's show we should delve into some things that Triple H and the team perhaps have missed the mark on. News that Bobby Lashley, Tamina, and MVP have left the company. I think that opens up questions about underutilized talents and also brings into questions about what's happening with people like Bianca Belair. Is she anywhere as near as hot as she was 6 months ago? Chad Gable and Otis, yes, that storyline is continuing, but this week for me highlighted that we really did miss that big moment that initial story deserved. Street Profits, incredible talents, but flip-flopped all over the place, not being given anything of any relevance. So just wanted to bring this up as I thought it would be interesting to discuss this week. And to discuss it all with, first up, he's a TV and West End star. He's a Strictly Come Dancing champion. And thankfully, he's nothing to do with the headlines about that show.
No, absolutely not. I want to make that very clear.
In the UK right now. No, the only thing he'll make headlines for is the cold-blooded murder of CM Punk, I predict. Kevin Clifton is here.
Hello.
And making his return to the pod after yet another prolonged absence. He's renowned as a 1990s enthusiast, which is fitting because that was the last time he appeared on GP. He's a WWE lifer and editor of Kick Magazine. Ash Rose is in the studio.
School's out for summer, baby.
Yeah, boy, which means we can have you back.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
I've said you're editor of Kick Magazine.
Yeah, you always ask this. Yes, I still am.
You still
Among
are.
my many pies that I have fingers in.
I just do find it incredible. I mean, it's great that magazines are still going in some capacity.
I love it. Print media is, well, I can say alive, but maybe it's just slowly sleeping, but enough for kids' magazines.
It's moribund,
Ooh.
which means dying or about to die.
Yeah. I hope not. That's my job. But yeah.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Or wrestling content creator for DAZN. You could say that as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll add that to the
Yeah,
list.
add
I
that to
forgot
the
about
list.
that. Sorry about
Okay.
that. Yeah, DAZN. Check it out. DAZN.com.
Yeah.
DZ.
No, DAZN.
DAZN.
Yeah.
.com. Go to the wrestling section. You'll see work from Ash Rose there.
Yeah.
Also, British Podcast Awards 2024 are coming. Yep. We want a glitzy, glamorous night out and award show. So, if you want to help us get there, please support us in the Listener's Choice Award category. Head to BritishPodcastAwards.com, search for a Gorilla Position, enter your name and email address. Literally takes 10 seconds and register your vote. You'll receive an email confirmation, and please do click the link in the email that you receive to make your vote for GP verified. Can Gorilla Position, last time we were in the top 20 podcasts in all the UK, but can we actually pick up the gong this time around? Listener's Choice at the British Podcast Awards. Your help would be sensation. Before we get into SmackDown, quick shout out to 2K. Big thank you to our headline sponsors, WWE 2K24, the best WWE video game of all time, the highest ranking game in the 2K series. Grab your copy of the game using the link in the description of this podcast right now. And we've got the Post Malone and Friends pack as part of the new DLC superstars that are available now. Sensational Sherry, Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers, Honky Tonk Man. It's such an eclectic
It's
mix.
a random mix.
Jimmy Hart Manager, My Faction content, Superstar cards, and you can download this Post Malone and Friends pack right now. So Post Malone is in the game, so he's the producer and creator of the soundtrack. That begs the question, Ash, going to you first, which musical talent, which singer-songwriter, which artiste would you put in WWE 2K24? If you have
You put me on the spot there, Jim.
I have, sorry.
You really put me on the spot there. Well, the obvious one straight away was Jelly Roll because he's doing SummerSlam, isn't he? And
He'll probably appear in the game
but
pretty
to be a bit more. I'm trying to think of stable. Trying to get a bit 90s, maybe like a boy band stable. Maybe like all-star Boyzone. Take that. E17 would be good because they were the hard inverted commas boy band, weren't they?
Do you know what? I watched the foot randomly because of where I met up with some family. I went to see the England game against Spain in the final in Maidstone in Kent.
Okay, I used to live there. Yeah.
Not far from you. And E17 were performing.
Not the
E17.
No, not the original. Who's left? Because there's usually one or two, like John and Terry. One of them's a roofer, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
But
realise
I don't
that.
know if Harvey's still part of it. Is Brian Harvey still in it?
I mean, I didn't recognise any of them.
Yeah,
but-
exactly. I know they used to, this is sad that I know
I'm impressed by your 17 knowledge.
Yeah.
They chop and
That's why we
change.
get him on a wrestling podcast.
Exactly, totally, yeah. It's my 90s. Bloody love the 90s.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, that's so yeah, maybe E17, maybe like a little stable.
So you would genuinely create a My Faction
yeah, using
for 2K24. Okay, so E17 are the talents you would put in 2K24. Kev, who would you put?
That was on the
Well-
spot.
What artist?
Well, isn't there some real beef happening in the music world at the moment? I'm not cool enough to know exactly what it is or what's going on, but isn't it, I don't know, somebody called Drake and somebody called
All right, Grandad.
Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick Lamar. Thanks.
There's
producer Ben.
isn't there a real beef going on
I have
between
no
them?
idea.
When you say you're not cool enough, you've come to the studio in a very gaudy hat today, and you were
How
wearing
dare you.
sunglasses. I think you're very cool.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, this is my McLaren hat. And I was in the paddock with them at the Silverstone Grand Prix.
Hold on, let me just
Pick that up, yeah.
pick that name you just dropped up. So you're a GP fan.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Is
exactly.
is it as loud as like I'm not an F1 fan. I always find the idea of it a bit like you just meow.
It is loud, but I believe it's not as loud as it used to be
right,
because
okay.
now the cars are more electric. So
Fair enough. Sorry, this is
it used to be like
It's not as loud as that hat.
It's got a nice. Is it? You can turn it inside out. Is it one of those?
there's like British flags,
Yeah,
but I
nice.
thought that was a bit reform party.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to go there. Definitely don't want to go
I
there.
stood in front of Jamiroquai in the
did you?
McLaren pits. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Did he have a hat
JK.
on? He must have had a hat on.
He did have a hat on.
He used to wear those hats.
Big hats. didn't
Yeah,
he?
and I overheard him like just talking about cars and like all these like different cars that he'd bought and stuff, and I was like, I want to be like that one day.
So is the appalling human being that is Jamiroquai your choice for?
Is he appalling?
No, I'm just
Oh.
it's sort of an Alan Partridge reference.
Oh, right.
Is he your choice to go in 2K24?
Yeah, let's stick Jamiroquai in there.
Jamiroquai.
Yeah.
E17 and Jamiroquai.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, funny enough, when I did, and once a million times years ago, like when you used to do e-feds, do you remember e-feds back in the day on the internet where you used to like create your own like wrestler and compete against other people, like I'd say nerds like me on the internet, like before, like a championship manager style thing. My theme tune was Jamiroquai, Deeper Underground.
This is all connecting beautifully.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Where did we start?
well, listen. I know 2K Games will be listening right now. So to 2K,
Call Brian Harvey.
I can only apologise.
I've completed the showcase mode.
Yeah, well done.
And at
Well
the end
done.
of it, at the end of that showcase mode, I don't know if you've gone to the end of it, but they put you in like you've completed all these great WrestleMania matches. Here is like, you were going to decide who's the ultimate like champion of WrestleMania, and they do this big Royal Rumble, which is basically like the GOAT Royal Rumble, like all the classic ones that like all the best wrestlers you can think of in one Royal Rumble.
Like all
Logan
those
Paul.
behind
And-
James. Not all those there.
Yeah.
In the 2K poster in the studio,
all of
yeah.
them. Yeah, exactly. And you get to choose who you wrestle as, and then become like the champion of WrestleMania if you win this Royal Rumble. And I
Nice.
won it as Drew McIntyre.
Hence the
Big
T-shirt.
Daddy Claymore.
Big Daddy Claymore.
DM Hunk.
Which you can get through Fanatics.
Yeah.
On the GP website. Head to www.gp.co.uk, click on the Fanatics banner, and you can get 15% off any merch you want just using the promo code GP15. So head to the www.gp.co.uk website, click the Fanatics banner, and use the code GP15 to get 15% off any merch. Shout out to Fanatics. And also, Ash,
Oh yeah, I thought you'd appreciate
Surfer Sting. I mean, that is a beautiful tee.
this. Beautiful, proper Sting.
I dare say one of the best wrestling t-shirts you own.
Yeah, I'd say so. This is a WWE one as well. It is. I don't think it's there anymore. It was a WWE one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like it. So just to circle back very quickly, E17, you'd put them in
Definitely.
2K24.
Original E17.
The original lineup. You'd put Jamiroquai.
Yeah.
Okay. The correct answer is Meatloaf.
Oh, okay,
that'd be a
yeah.
good one.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, the game.
bat out of hell in a cell.
Yeah.
Good.
But you don't like that.
What?
But you don't like that. The song, but I don't like that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I missed that one. Anyway, if this hasn't
Kev.
put you off, 2K24 is available on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PC, and it's available now using the link in the description of this very podcast. Right, boys, shall we dive into SmackDown?
Smackers.
Bloodline, Cody, Kevin Owens. I want to start with a question. Is anyone here in this room, and Daniel, production assistant Daniel, I'll put this to you as well. Producer Ben, I'll put this to you as well. Is anyone in this room in the GP studio bored with Wolfpac Bloodline? Does it feel repetitive? Because that is something I'm reading a lot about on social media. Would you agree or disagree? I've got my thoughts, but I want to hear from you.
A little, because I don't feel like, especially this week, SmackDown didn't feel like must see. Like there's been weeks where I've got up on a Saturday morning and gone, I have to watch SmackDown because I have to see what happens. I didn't feel like that this Saturday because I felt like I knew what was going to happen.
Okay.
I felt like, I knew Randy wasn't going to be on the show. You kind of, assumed that we might see KO back, which we did, and we would get a beatdown at the end from the Bloodline. And they have progressed more than I thought they would do at this point. I'm still not personally completely sold on Solo.
Okay.
As the leader, I'm not. I don't know there's just something not quite there for me. Like the match with Cody, I'm like, yeah. I mean, unless Roman returns, I'm not as excited about it as I probably should be.
Okay.
Jacob Fatu has been fantastic. I like,
Yeah.
because I haven't seen much of him on the Indies, and I've been thoroughly impressed with him. But yeah, I think some of the last few weeks have kind of been, especially the end of SmackDown, have been a bit too samey, haven't they?
I know what you mean.
Okay. Would you agree?
I like the storyline. I like this whole thing of Solo taking over, wants to be the tribal chief, and because I think we all know that down the line it's all going to go in a different direction, and Roman, hopefully The Rock are all going to get involved again, and maybe a bloodline civil war, all of that kind of thing. So I'm enjoying the storyline, and I think Jacob Fatu feels really dangerous, and I think Solo works as the leader. He's never going to be Roman Reigns.
And nor should he be.
No.
That's what I mean. Like I think storyline wise, it works because he is very much a pretender to the throne.
Yeah.
And we all know that he's going to get told by someone soon, and it's all going to kick off. So I like it. I do agree that SmackDown slightly, as a show, feels like not a lot happened on this SmackDown.
No.
It wasn't an epic episode of SmackDown, and we're probably spoiled with having great episodes so much at the moment. I do feel like I came to the end of the episode and thought,
nothing really
it was a bit of a filler
progressed, was it?
episode,
Yeah.
and it was sort of the same as last week in terms of the Bloodline storyline. Yeah, they come out and our boys get a beat down by the Bloodline. We're just sort of getting to SummerSlam, but I am excited about Cody versus Solo. Kayfabe wise, I really want Cody to smash him up. And we look forward to what will be the fallout of it at SummerSlam, because it's SummerSlam. Something big's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be Roman, but because something.
Solo's not going to win the belt.
No,
we're pretty certain
surely
of that.
not.
So therefore, if Roman doesn't come back, where do we go post SummerSlam if Roman's not involved? Do you continue? You can't really continue Cody in the Bloodline again, because then it's really getting a bit repetitive.
Roman has to be involved. He has to come back at SummerSlam. And that sort of plays into why, for me, I think it's still working. If you think about the glory days of the original Bloodline, they were formulaic.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Roman's matches were in the end.
Yeah, there were certain elements of his matches, like the referee bumps and things like that, were a bit repetitive. But the whole thing about the original Bloodline is that it was built on the tension of what we knew was coming up.
Yeah.
So Sammy eventually turning on Roman, Jay turning on Roman, even the Jay and Jimmy dynamic. And to me, this feels the same. It's built on the tension of the impending Roman Reigns return.
Yeah, exactly.
So the more beatdowns they dish out, and in fact, the more repetitive, the better, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah.
Because, in some ways, that makes the babyface pop that Roman is going to get.
Yeah.
For each, triple powerbomb through a table and then standing there with their fingers up and putting the lays over Solo, and the crowd almost being frustrated with it, the louder that pop is going to be for Roman when he makes the save.
Because he's going to disrupt it.
Yeah, so I think there is a bit of creativity in how repetitive the beatdowns are.
Yeah.
What will be really interesting when Roman returns, how do you book a show with the two biggest, and not just biggest, the biggest in big flashing letters, baby faces right now? Like, how do Cody and Roman exist as two huge baby? Because there's going to be someone who's a slightly bigger baby face than the other, but how do they coexist on the same brand?
I'm so glad you've said that, because I actually had a question here. The question perhaps is whether this puts Cody in a tricky spot as champion. Is he going to be overshadowed by the Bloodline dynamics and everything?
Because who does he feud with?
Well, does Randy Orton being on the horizon hold enough interest to keep Cody super marquee? In my opinion, yes, because I think the story they can tell. Because I think once Roman comes back to presumably feud with Solo first, that opens up an RKO from Randy to Cody to set them on a separate path. So we're really separating Cody and Roman for now.
Yeah.
I think that's quite important, right?
Yeah. And you leave it to be one of those moments, like if they are going to be near each other, like in the ring or maybe off stage or whatever, that you know randomly when you'll get a moment at One Mania where it's like The Rock and John Cena will see each other. And there's a tension, and it's like we all know what happened in the past, and then they let it go. It'd be one of them moments, and it could be really exciting actually that you've got these two big stars. I do think it's unbelievable of just the work that all of them have done, WWE and Roman Reigns, that where we've come from. I think we talked about it last time, that when we were at the O2 that time watching a house show and everyone was going, you can't wrestle to Roman.
Yeah.
Just no one wanted Roman.
And now look at him.
And now to the point where like a few years later we had that whole storyline, the finish the story storyline with Cody, to the point where they were almost going to do Roman and Rock, and we all went nuts. We were angry that was because it had to be Cody. Cody was our guy. And now we're getting to SummerSlam when Roman returns. If you put Roman in a ring with Cody, they're going to be cheering for Roman.
Which is mad.
That is it's unbelievable, like where that story has gone.
Especially considering how over Cody
They'll
is.
tag as well, surely at one point.
Exactly.
Maybe, yeah.
You'll get a big tag match with Cody and Roman on the same side.
Yeah, and we were even at one point, we were desperate to see Roman drop the belt to Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
But Sami was so over
Yeah.
that, and we were like, actually, this could be the moment. Like, maybe it's not Cody, it's Sami Zayn. And then it became Cody. And we were so into Cody. And now we're so into Roman. It's testament to how good Roman is, I think.
Well, it is, yeah, and it's testament to how good a job WWE has done with so many talents.
Yeah.
Like Sammy is another proper star now.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
played into the Roman story and everything.
Do you think they'd move Roman? Because I can't remember in America. Does it all go to Netflix, or is it just Raw in America?
in the States, Raw is the only
Because
show
over here it's
going.
everything, isn't it?
Over here, we're essentially getting the WWE network
On Netflix.
transferred over to Netflix, which to me is the most exciting thing.
How did
on
we get
God's
such a good
green earth.
deal?
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know if he moved. Like, at some point, does Roman go to Raw? Because when was the last time Roman was actually a Raw talent?
Yeah, wasn't he a free
long
agent,
time.
actually?
Yeah.
He's not committed to SmackDown, is he?
I don't think, no, because he was outside of the...
That's a great point.
Yeah.
He is a
He's
free
not.
agent.
He's free, yeah.
So do you at one point, once the Bloodline starts to like that storyline, does he become Raw, Cody becomes SmackDown to keep them?
I think very
apart?
possibly, and I think the more big faces you have
For Netflix.
especially in the US on Netflix, the better. So with Roman, just a small little prediction. I wanted to put this out there. I put it on Twitter. What about if Roman comes back at SummerSlam and spears Rhodey Codes. Rhodey Codes. No, how about Roman Reigns comes back and spears Cody to cost Solo the match, but still is a bit of a receipt for his loss at Mania.
Yeah, could work.
So you get that long-term setup for something between... Because the thing is, I think it was like October last year, we got the face-off between Cody and Roman in
On
the
the
aisle.
ramp. Yeah.
And it was like, ooh. And that's all you need. And I just wondered if that's the way he cost Solo the match, by giving Cody a bit of a receipt for Mania 40.
The only thing is, I think the fans would really cheer it, and I don't think you want that for Cody.
That's a good point.
I think why put Cody in that
He just needs to
position?
come down and destroy.
Yeah.
Although it would be a nice full circle for when he came back the very first time, and it was wreck everyone and leave, because he came in and speared, was it Bray in that
It
triple?
was Bray
Yeah.
in the 2020 match.
Yeah, and that was at SummerSlam, wasn't it? So
yeah.
it would be a nice full circle.
You'll never see it coming.
Yeah.
Roman's going to be a super babyface.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I was producer, I wouldn't want to put Cody in that
No.
position. Not at this point.
No, I think you're right.
In the future, maybe, but
think,
not yet.
I think you're right. But yeah, I think with everything coming up with Randy Orton, I think Cody can very easily maintain his champion position as an ultra babyface.
So excited about
Cody.
Cody
I think they can
and
say
Orton. I think Cody Orton
is-
could be, if they do that, on which I tit. I think that could be. There's so much story.
Well, because I wonder if Orton actually takes the belt off Cody. Because then Orton Cena coming up down the line,
I already feel like I've seen that too many times.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's kind of plays into the
Yeah.
whole thing, doesn't it? Like,
We've posed the question on the latest video we've uploaded to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@WWEGP, a big discussion we had last week. Many things like Wyatt Sicks, Triple H, his creative work, and his GOAT status, but also that big question about, is Randy Orton the one to dethrone Cody? Very possibly.
could be.
Very possibly. Go check that out. By the way, I really, 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 possibly another really, hope that we get KO versus Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah.
That could be absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, yeah, that would be a brawl.
Like
brawl for all, yeah.
you know they would go for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that would be nice.
How incredible would
How many
that be?
matches? Because it's 7 matches, I think, now in SummerSlam, I believe, which I counted earlier, and then 6 of them are championship matches, which is quite. So I don't know how big they're going to go, because obviously they've been doing this 5 pay-per-view card, haven't they? Or PLE.
I feel like, so SummerSlam, I usually bring this up beforehand, but I've got it up here. Okay, so 7 matches. We've got Damian Priest, Gunther, Bayley, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. We'll get into all these later. Cody versus Solo, obviously. Logan Paul, LA Knight, Sami Zayn, Bron Breakker, which really surprised me, by the way. We'll talk about Raw, but I thought that was going to be a triple threat. And Punk Drew. So 7 matches. And I would have thought they'd keep it at that, but if they could squeeze in a bit of KO
that'd be nice, yeah.
and Jacob Fatu.
Well, you got Chad and the Wyatt.
Angle.
No,
to say
that
Angle.
was a Freudian slip. Yeah.
Wait, is it one night or 2?
It's only one.
Oh, it's one night.
Yeah.
Two next year.
No, 2026.
Oh,
I bet
26
it's
is the
next.
two
I bet it's
nights.
two,
Oh,
I bet
okay.
they start next year because it hasn't been announced where it is yet, has it?
No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Logan Paul and LA Knight, really good back and forth. I thought this was one of the highlights of Smackers this week. On, as you say, not a hugely memorable episode, but I thought Logan Paul was even better than LA Knight.
Yeah, he was.
You
on the
love him,
mic.
don't you?
I mean,
Yeah.
I do. But
I
this,
do. I
this
think he's
promo
great.
really kind of encapsulated what I love about him. He's so cocky.
Yeah.
He's so arrogant, but he is so good on the mic.
Yeah.
And he's like word perfect. He delivers everything so confidently. And, you know, he's speaking his truth.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
he believes absolutely everything he's
Yeah.
saying.
Dropped
He-
his real name, which I kind of went, ooh.
Yeah.
Called him Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sean.
yeah.
Which was a bit like, oh, okay. We don't really hear that often, do we?
And LA Knight just kind of smirks,
Yeah.
didn't he? Sorry, Sean.
Sean,
Smirked.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we should never forget that Logan is the greatest of all time, or at least on his way. But no, I thought this was brilliant. And I have to say, it's amazing how over LA Knight remains.
I love
And the pops he gets, considering, let's be honest, in 2024, he's been sort of treading water
Yeah.
for a lot of it. He's been in filler feuds, I would say.
He's got to win at SummerSlam.
I think he
hasn't
has to. Yeah.
It's
Otherwise,
must
I
win.
worry
He
for
has
him.
to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, question. Production assistant Daniel, feel free to jump in anytime. Is it must win for LA Knight, or in a sort of Daniel Bryan-esque way, would another loss put him more over with the crowd? Would they be like, how can you be giving these guys so many big losses? Like, would it propel him even further into the stratosphere? Or is it just, no, he needs a proper,
'cause it's
clean victory?
Because it's also the US title as well. It's not the world title, and this is me not trying to disrespect it. It's known as kind of a mid-card title. I feel like you wouldn't get them as much of. Oh, why won't you? Like, I think he's had nothing apart from the $1 million belt, which was a great feud with. Forgot his name now. Who did he feud with? On he got released and he cried.
Oh, in NXT?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes, yes.
Sorry, because it was brilliant.
Yes, that was really
That
good.
was a great feud. I said
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I interviewed him at Money in the Bank, I was saying how great, how much I enjoyed that feud. I thought it was.
And that was, sorry to cut you off, that was one of the feuds you'd watch him and go, oh man, I
He's
can't
so
wait
good.
for
And
him
he was
to
a heel
come
then.
on the main wrestling
And he was a
roster.
heel then. So no, I think he needs it. I think it's been round the like he's done the world title with Roman Reigns and lost that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he's quite. I think another lot of people would just be like, what? Because I think Jey Uso also needs a big win as well, going on the other side. But LA Knight, I'm not sure we'll get.
I think he should lose in 6 seconds.
I think the difference with Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson is that it was a combination of him having great storyline and being a great character and really likable, but also he was this sort of at the time probably considered to be like the best wrestler.
He was
in
against the
world.
machine,
And
wasn't he?
So not only did we love him sort of kayfabe wise, there was also the smart fan kind of, we want to see the best wrestler be given the title because fans like to feel cool in that way. Like we know who the best technical wrestler is and it's him, so he should be pushed. You know, so it was that combination of all those things. But I think LA Knight is a great wrestler, but I don't think he's in that same I don't think the fans perceive him to be like the greatest technical wrestler in the world, therefore he needs to be given his flowers. You know, I don't think it's quite that, the same as it was with Bryan Danielson.
And I think, and we honestly can't get into this, but I can't not say this.
Oh God.
Daniel Bryan and his popularity wouldn't have happened without CM Punk.
Yeah, you're right, James. Like Bryan Danielson was only big because of CM Punk.
No, but Punk and the pipe
My
bomb
God.
created a movement.
Oh dear.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it was all
And
because of the pipe bomb. Well, congrats to whoever wrote the pipe bomb, because we know it wasn't Phil.
Dropping a real name.
If we ever get CM Punk for a live show,
Oh, that would be amazing.
how are you going to be around him?
Like that, I hope.
Hello, Phil, can I have your autograph, please?
Yeah, exactly. I bet you will be as well.
No, I would ask him some questions on that. Like, I don't want to come in
Who's your
purposely
favourite?
to hammer
Who's
him.
your favourite opponent?
I don't want to come in purposely to hammer him, but if we're sat around here as mates and you're going to go like, Daniel Bryan wasn't possible unless CM Punk did his thing and the pipe bomb, I'm just like, that's nonsense.
No, I don't think it is nonsense.
Oh my
I
God,
don't
he
think
gets
it is
credit
nonsense.
for everything.
No.
Everything is because of CM Punk.
He was he encapsulated.
Roman Reigns wouldn't have happened without CM Punk.
No, I didn't
Cody
say
Rhodes
that.
wouldn't have happened without CM Punk. No,
Cody Rhodes. Right.
Cody Rhodes is the man that did everything that CM Punk said he was going to do.
CM Punk is partly responsible.
CM Punk could not do what Cody Rhodes did.
For what Cody went on and did.
No.
Yeah.
CM Punk
100%.
wanted to be the guy that Cody Rhodes became. He talked about all these things he was going to do, but who went and did it? Cody Rhodes.
CM Punk would be too selfish to do what Cody Rhodes did.
Who remains classy about it? Cody Rhodes. Who's the one that drops things about AEW in his promos and goes on the podcast to talk about it all, constantly pulling back the curtain? CM Punk. Who actually did all of those things that CM Punk talks about, lived by it, actually lives by it, not just says it to pop the crowd.
And Cody wouldn't have had that opportunity to do all the things he did.
Oh my
No,
God.
I agree with you. Cody
This
did
is
it.
Why?
Cody did
Why?
it all better.
Can you
but
justify this?
But he wouldn't have been given those opportunities without.
Why?
Because CM Punk encapsulated the fans' mood around the horrible creative that WWE had around that time. Everyone was disenfranchised with the product. It was rubbish. And CM Punk pushed against that.
He did, but then he feuding with Kevin Nash like a couple of weeks later.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he didn't do anything at that point, did it? It didn't open their eyes, and they started to push all the guys that he thought and this groundbreaking pipe bomb.
No, but he said
it, and then they went, all right, cheers, and carried on.
So creative was so bad. So all of that stuff that Punk was doing at the time was pretty bad. We're saying it was all bad.
No.
Just CM Punk was brilliant and everything else was bad.
No, I'm not saying that.
What are we saying then?
I'm saying that generally the creative in WWE was pretty poor.
Right. And
John Cena was the world champ, and he was the corporate choice for champion, where branding was put ahead of creative. And CM Punk...
See, I remember CM Punk and John Cena in a brilliant feud together. And they did that Money in the Bank match, and it was all brilliant. I don't remember it being terrible creative.
Okay. So what's the answer there, then?
The answer is, what
Why
was he moaning about?
Why was that interesting?
No, because Cena is amazing and Punk was on fire at the time. So what is he moaning about? What was so bad? They made the decision to make him the world champion and get to have a storyline where he leaves the company as world champion. They made that creative decision. What is he moaning about?
Collaboratively, they made that creative decision.
That was WWE's decision. There is no way that happens without WWE making that decision. If he was such a problem in all this. So what is the problem? What is this such a big issue? That Punk had to then go away and talk about it on podcasts so that Cody Rhodes can become Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes has become Cody Rhodes because of his hard work and effort. He lived by all of this stuff. He went away, created AEW with a bunch of other guys. It's a whole new company. Made it brilliant, had some brilliant matches. He was the one that I won't become champion. He won't even make himself champion. He'll just have brilliant matches. It didn't work out. He hasn't blasted anyone for it because he's classier than that. And then he has left, he did a load of indies as well. Everyone loved him, reinvented himself, came back, got all the way to the top. They then didn't give it to him. They didn't give him the world title like they did Punk. They didn't give it to him. He stepped back. Okay, fine, I'll keep going again. He went all the way again for another year, and then they went, Roman Reigns is going to be facing The Rock, so they're still not giving to him, but the fans then went, no, he's awesome, this is what we want, and he is now Cody Rhodes, because he worked hard and stood by the things that he was saying. CM Punk says a lot of stuff, did none of it.
Okay, give me a one-word answer. Do you think... So are you saying that CM Punk is in no way responsible for the wrestling landscape...
Correct.
...shifting to the point where an AEW could even exist?
Correct. I think he has been...
You don't think he's got anything to do with that?
No.
Nah.
I think Cody
totally
has.
Disagree.
Well, he's not the one that created it. Cody did.
Well, yeah, I understand that.
And the Young Bucks and all those guys.
But
they did it.
But
he didn't.
But they created it.
We're going to give him the credit for something that he didn't do.
I think he created it because there was an appetite for that style of wrestling. For those kind of talents coming
Yes.
through and becoming stars.
But if-
Punk was partly responsible for that movement.
If Cody didn't go off and do all these things, it would not have happened. Punk was not doing it. Punk was saying things and not living by it. AEW would not exist if Cody hadn't gone and done the thing. Because Punk wasn't doing it because he doesn't do it.
Okay.
He just says
Let's leave it
it.
there.
Yeah.
Let's leave it there.
I can't get a word in, so I'm just.
Production assistant Daniel, your thoughts? Excellent, good. Back to LA Knight.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Some wrestlers just have that charisma, right? And he has got the crowd eating out the palm of his hands. He's such a great fit for WWE, where charisma, outsized personality, showmanship, superstar quality is as important as any technical move in the ring.
Yeah.
And I've seen some people criticize LA Knight in the ring. I don't agree with it at all. He's not a
He's not a
catch as catch
not at all.
can.
No, he's not a Bret Hart or anything like that. But I think he's a very I love The Rock. The Rock's not a technical, brilliant wrestler. He still tells stories. LA Knight's very good at telling stories, and I think he's got. Having watched a lot of his NXT stuff, I think he's improved in ring once he's been on the main roster as well.
I think, and he delivers big moves with power and speed, and almost like with a punctuation that generates big crowd noise.
And he's got, like you say, he's got charisma you can't buy. And I know he gets compared to Rock and Stone Cold and all that, but I think he has steered slightly away from that. I think he has become and generate his own style of what he is as a promo and as on the mic, especially when he turned face as well. I think that helped him a lot. And it's his testament. He's, like you say, he's so over. Yeah. But I do think he needs to beat Logan Paul, which I'm surprised because I know he's a heel, but he's in Cleveland, isn't it? His hometown. So I'm surprised that they're gonna drop the belt there. But maybe it's the moment because I think Logan will move up again.
It's Logan's hometown.
But I think, Kev, wasn't it you saying that you think he will still be booed in Cleveland? Or maybe Mex. Or
I don't know, because I don't know how he's perceived. Because obviously he's a very good heel. He's not very well liked generally because of some of the...
I imagine the kind of performer he is, he will want to go in there and generate as much heat as possible.
Totally.
And he'll have to work hard because obviously it's his hometown crowd. But I'm excited to see that.
He'll say something to upset his home crowd.
Like I left Cleveland because I'm better than Cleveland or something like that.
Dominic Holroyd writes us, hello you. Firstly, a massive congratulations to James on all the success of the show. I'm sure he means the team. That felt really weird reading that out.
Oh God, James is the CM Punk of this
basically
podcast.
CM Punk.
No, deservedly so.
I'm not that good, Kev. I'm a day one GP fan, and when you came back, I was thrilled. I've not been watching WWE since around the time GP stopped. So when I saw you came back, I started watching again. It's honestly been glorious since then. The best I've ever known it. I've been waiting to email in since you've been back, but hearing the pumbling John Cena got from Emmett Bradshaw's email a few weeks ago, this is my run-in to make the save. I actually do agree that Cena's in-ring stuff isn't Mount Rushmore worthy. However, his reach beyond WWE means it barely matters. He's so well known, he should be in the GOAT conversation. You made a great point comparing him to Hogan in that sense. Fingers crossed, no further unpleasantness. Yeah. Too late for that, mate. Have you seen the Trump rally?
State of it.
Everything is wrestling.
It's true. I mean, that's an interesting conversation to have.
Yeah.
Like, as you said, Kevin, the WhatsApp group, everything is wrestling.
Everything is wrestling.
But yeah, absolute state of him being involved with Trump. For example, my wife calls my jean shorts John Cena shorts. My 8-year-old child gives a hellacious attitude adjustment in every body of water we see, and he knows where it's from. I was so happy when his music hit at WrestleMania. However, that quickly turned to heartbreak when I saw him moving like the Big Show when he was running down. I think it's the right time to hang up the sweatbands. It's like when you're growing up and you realise you could probably take your dad in a fight. It's a bit bittersweet. I hope he does get one last run with the title, though. He deserves it. Just a massive thank you again for getting me back into this world. What a time to be a fan again. Quick idea for your, if you host a reunion show, James versus Rob Lee. He's written Hell in a Cage. I think he means Hell in a Cell. Winner gets custody of Skillet. Lovely email, Dominic Holroyd. Thank you for that. Anything else from Smackers? I mean, this. Some of these talents aren't Smackers, but just kind of diving into my question around Triple H and the things that perhaps are not working so well creatively at the moment. I'm getting a bit frustrated with Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Not with her, but I feel it's a shame that, yes, she's still in the tag team title picture with Jade Cargill. We know that they look the part. We know they've got good chemistry, but they're sort of doing these backstage back and forths with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, who, as much as I love them, lovely girls, so pleased they got that moment of Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
It's not quite clicking for me yet. When I consider where Bianca Belair was,
her stock's dropped slightly, hasn't it?
Yeah, like we're talking one of the faces of the company level. And recently she's really dropped off. And I know there are peaks and troughs with talents, but that feels a shame. It feels like Bobby Lashley, who, whilst never completely 100% comfortable on the mic, is still a brilliant talent and has still got it when it comes to in-ring. He was over with the crowd. I mean, Vince dropped the ball on him and the Hurt Business.
That's what I was about to say. I think he never really recovered from, because I think they had something there, didn't they?
It's been so stop and start with him. But I felt like under Triple H, they do a lot more with him.
That moment the Hurt Business had with Retribution, which, I mean, Retribution were their own problem altogether, but that moment was one of the best of that kind of, because I think that was still in the COVID era as well, I think, when they all had that massive face-off at the ramp and like the Hurt Business came down, I think they were tweening at that point, took their suits off and you were like, like gang warfare, it was pretty good. And they were a great stable, the Hurt Business, because the MVP is the mouthpiece for it. Obviously Lashley is the star, and then Sheldon is a good hand, and Cedric is the up-and-comer. Well, he kind of up-and-comer. I know he's been around a bit, but someone to give something to. And it's a shame that, because they tried to reboot them a bit, and then you had this whole thing with the Street Profits, which I mean, I love. I have loved them since NXT, the Street Profits.
Yeah, I love them.
I
always
compare them to DX when they were a tag team, the New Age Outlaws, because I feel like they were the tag team that you could stick in a main event match. On a Raw or SmackDown, possibly even in a B show PLE, and they wouldn't look out of place because they were so over with the crowd. We've said a long time, and off the show, on the show since, that Montez Ford, I thought, had it as a singles, and they gave him that Elimination Chamber match, didn't there? Was that last year where he really did shine and he did that drop off the top of the cage? That's kind of... I was front row for that. Yeah, that was in Montreal. Yeah, that was incredible. But that seems to have stalled as well. Like, we don't ever really see that going anywhere. It's a really odd kind of like almost corner of WWE that they've underutilized. But I don't... Lashley's always been a funny one for me. Like you say, he's got it. Looks great. Moves in the ring. It's just always been something about in his eyes. I just don't ever really believe him in what he's doing. I think it's fair to say maybe he doesn't have it in terms of like superstar persona, but he has something. And he has something that they can build on and have built on in the past. Obviously, most famously with the WrestleMania 23 massive, marquee match with Trump and Vince and Steve Austin involved, and Umaga, obviously. But he has done great stuff. And so you mentioned all of them that I wanted to talk about. Bobby Lashley, the Street Profits, and MVP. And I know maybe he can't go in the ring or doesn't, isn't sort of at that stage where he's going in the ring every week. But in terms of a mouthpiece, in terms of a manager, in terms of a wrestling mind, he's one of the best. Because he was with Omos last time we saw him, weren't we? And we don't really see a lot of him either. And it's like, why on earth are they not utilising someone like MVP?
Yeah, he was a great manager.
Great manager. And he really could have he could have continued to elevate Bobby Lashley like he did for a while. But I just think, and there's rumours about Tamina leaving, which... It's not a great, it sounds harsh, it's not a great loss because she was never really on TV. Nothing was ever really done with her. I think, she had her WrestleMania moment where she won. Did they win the tag title match?
Her and was it Natty?
Or maybe they didn't win, but
wasn't it?
They got a great crowd reaction. She got that sort of WrestleMania moment.
But ironically, if there's time to put her on TV, there is an obvious stable that she could just be back up to.
I mean, Lich.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels like 75% of what Triple H and the team are doing right now feels great. Like as you said earlier, Kev, we're being spoiled.
Yeah.
So as soon as we watch an episode of Smackers that isn't
not quite
that's a 6 or a 7 and not a 9 or a 10.
It's like, ugh.
And it's only I guess it's only much TV time as well. What we've got to remember, this isn't the days of more shows. Like there is only kind of two, like Raw and SmackDown. The rosters are as separate as WWE keep them at the moment, and so there is only so much, especially on SmackDown, where take ads away. What's it, an hour and a half TV time?
But then if there's only so much TV
you're going to say Karrion Kross, aren't you?
How come we're getting the Final Testament every week? Absolute state of that.
That is Triple H does have this weird, sorry Kev, like odd quirks on people like Karrion Kross though. He clearly has favourites. He clearly sees something that you listen to any podcast and people you only listen to this one or listen or read online. I don't know who sees what he sees in Karrion Kross in the final. I don't get it. I've not got it from Karrion Kross from day one.
As I said a few weeks ago, I think him continually pushing Karrion Kross, I think is just a cry for help. It's very bizarre.
It's a very odd.
I don't get it.
Blind spot.
Maybe I am having a meltdown because I quite like him.
Out of everything you say about CM Punk, that is the oddest thing.
Back you to the heels on CM Punk, but you're not getting me on Kross.
I think. Like as a faction and that, I sort of don't mind them. They sort of look the part. I always come back to that thing of what do they want?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure storyline wise what
Xavier
they
Woods
want.
apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, they want Xavier Woods. Why? Like what? It's odd, isn't it?
I think they just fancy him.
Yeah, maybe.
He's a handsome
He's
guy.
a good-looking guy.
I saw WWE advertising a Karrion Kross T-shirt, and I just thought, who's buying a Karrion? Oh, obviously Kev is buying a Karrion Kross T-shirt.
I might buy it. What's that code again?
GP15, 15% off. Seriously though, do use the code. I agree. They look the part.
Yeah.
Like you see a photo of them, and you're like, oof. That you've got Scarlett, you've got Karrion Kross, who's he's got something about him. You've got I was going to say APA. I don't mean
Authors
that.
of Pain.
Authors of Pain.
Yeah.
You've got old matey boy.
Paul Ellering.
Paul Ellering. There is something there.
Yeah.
But it's just it hasn't connected yet. And I'm hoping it does. But it certainly hasn't yet. Kev, you going to say
Just one
something?
other thing from SmackDown. How do you guys feel about when someone's doing like a promo or a face-to-face or whatever, and then they sort of make a pulling the curtain back comment? Like, for example, Logan Paul's one when he called him Sean.
Yeah.
Like something like that. I noticed in the Nia Jax and Bailey thing, which
in the
didn't really,
satellite thing, yeah.
It was a bit like, what are they arguing about here? And we've talked sometimes about like whether it sounds like a real argument or not. Sometimes they're having a go at each other and you know why they hate each other. If you think Drew, Punk, Seth, which we'll get to, like it feels like they all hate each other and here's the reason why. Yeah. With these two, it was a bit like, well, you're mean.
Yeah, it was a bit.
And you're stupid. Ha, 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 ha. It all feels a bit that. And
I hate the crying eyes.
Yeah.
That's always my pet hating.
It's
Like,
like-
they don't know what to do, so they do.
They do school children stuff. And then Bailey said to Nia, the thing is, Nia, you're clumsy. And I just thought, that only works.
Dangerous, as clumsy and
Clumsy
dangerous.
and dangerous.
Yeah.
And I was like, kayfabe world, that's a stupid child, like playground insult that doesn't work at all. That only works if you're watching knowing that it's not real. But I know we know that, but we enjoy watching it as kayfabe. I don't want someone having a feud, for example, on the mic going, well, I'm going to beat you because you're not very good at roll-ups. You're not very good at body slams. You don't tuck the head enough.
Yeah.
They would never say that. But for her to say you're clumsy, I was just like,
But I think that plays into the conversation we had a couple of weeks ago about your really interesting question around how do you watch WWE? Because I actually, whilst I didn't love the segment, and I think they were clutching at straws a bit by bringing up the whole injury from 2017.
Which is quite a while ago anyway.
And I like the long-term thinking, but I think for Bailey to bring that into this...
And you had to go, oh yeah,
exactly. I barely remember it. So I thought they were a bit clutching at straws there. But I do think it's really interesting because I liked that comment about her being clumsy and dangerous, because for me as a fan who knows the inner workings of it, you're like, yes, because she injured Becky, she's thrown people around, there's been a lot of complaints about her online being dangerous, she was let go from the company. I feel like there's something really interesting to dive into there. But that's completely watching it from a sort of producer's point of view and thinking, I guess catering to a certain portion of the audience. Whereas actually, if you watch it like you watch it, Kev, as a fan, you're like, it doesn't mean a lot. So I do get that it's a weird
I always
dynamic.
have a slight hat because I used to work on WWE Kids as well. Like, what does that fan think of that line?
Yeah.
Like, because kids think about what they say, and obviously
that wouldn't mean anything.
They wouldn't know that there was a clumsy mistake that led to an injury in 2017. So do they think that's a good insult? Like, do they feel that? I mean, I don't think the feud's really taken any kind of. You kind of placed Nia Jax in that match because she won Queen of the Ring, and we haven't really seen any interaction between her and Bayley until the last maybe couple of SmackDowns, and I don't know if that's part of it that they've struggled to find somewhere to put this feud in, some meat into it.
It's not, to me, it's not the most interesting feud.
No.
What it does do, though, it's a great question, Kev, because I think what it does do is it does play into the idea that WWE now is actually more catering to an adult audience, the kind of audience that would know what's being said on social media. You know, I think when we talk about like Liv and Rhea and Dom and, you know...
Or even Logan Paul saying Sean, like, I think that's massive. Like, to me, as a kid.
Really? Okay,
I wouldn't think he has a real name. He's LA Knight.
Yeah.
Like, to me...
I thought his name was Ellie.
Yeah, as a kid.
Ellie.
You think that's their real... I mean, maybe not The Rock, but you think LA Knight must be his name. Like, you don't think, Sean.
Mrs. Warrior called him Ultimate.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Not Jim. You can't imagine Hogan going, I'll tell you something, Jim.
Terry.
Terry, yeah.
Terry.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
anyway.
yeah, it's a good point. Let's dive into Raw. So CM Punk, Drew, Rollins, great segment. I thought CM Punk rocking the Demolition Axe at Survivor Series 1990 hairstyle.
Yeah, his hair is a bit long, isn't it?
Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it is a bit long.
Rollins, meanwhile, wearing what appeared to be a serviette from a wedding do. Absolute state of his costume.
I love the work that must go into every week thinking, what can I wear next?
Him prancing out like that in the most serious of moments. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I love him.
I do love him.
Punk and Drew about to kill each other. He's like, I mean, God love him, but
I love
Sorry,
hilarious.
I'm going to bring this up, and I'm not going to set Kev on another CM Punk rant.
Oh, you will?
I will.
It's undeniable.
Stay out of this.
One thing that
But in all seriousness, Ben, pull down Kev's mic now.
I will stay.
One thing that I didn't... This isn't... Again, I don't know if it's exclusive. I just picked it up when I was watching it. Michael Cole making a big deal out of the fact that CM Punk drove 3 hours to be here tonight just to see these fans was like, that's his job? Like, why are they making...
Right, I'm going to pull you up on there. He didn't say he said a 3-hour drive from his hometown.
Yeah, well done. His job is to be at Monday Night Raw.
It's not far in America.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
staying out.
Sorry to be footballers. Roy Keane would say, well, that's his job. Because that is basically, he is employed to be at Monday Night Raw.
Is Roy Keane Indian?
And impressions aren't my forte, and I don't want to offend anyone who's Irish. But that just, I was just like...
Okay,
You didn't say that Seth Rollins had driven whoever from Iowa, or it didn't, Wade Barrett had come from the UK just to be at SmackDown.
Listen, I don't think that's fair. I think he was just making a point that it's not far from Chicago.
Well, it didn't come across like that. He made like went out of his way to come to Raw, which is his job, to be there. And
I mean, we are lucky to be in the presence of CM Punk. So
and his bad hair.
Keep his mic down. Keep his mic down. No, right. You can bring his mic back up now. Yeah.
B agrees with me. I don't yet.
I'm really liking this, but as I thought yesterday, I put it on Twitter and it seemed like a lot of people agree because it was great engagement with it, but it's got kind of shades of Taker, Bray, Shawn.
Yeah, I love that.
I think that will happen.
SummerSlam 97, probably the best match in SummerSlam history, I would say. Ooh. Big word.
Big shout.
Like that intersection of some of the company's best ever storytelling. Heel Heart Foundation. It was the road to the first ever Hell in a Cell, don't forget. The introduction of Kane. The Montreal Screwjob, etc., etc. It's all
certainly
connected.
Kicked off like a selection of events that you couldn't really do again.
And 97 WWE, I mean, I've just got goosebumps just saying that year. 97 in WWE, what a spectacular time.
Do you not think that may end up happening though? Something similar to what, because Shawn went to hit Brett and hit Taker, didn't he? That's how it happened in 97.
And because the ref, he has to count.
He has to count,
and he counts the 1, 2, 3, and he's so frustrated with himself.
Although Punk didn't, did he?
Punk didn't.
Yeah, Punk didn't count. I mean, this isn't a go, but he didn't actually count.
I wonder if there will be some shenanigans with that.
There'll 100p be some shenanigans.
Yeah.
I think... So do you think this leads to Rollins costing Punk the match?
Accidentally.
Do you think accidentally?
It's difficult to call.
I don't know, because I still can't get my head around, is Rollins, do we want him in this match? Like, does it need it?
I like it.
I like it as well. My first instinct was like, I'm not sure this is needed. But actually, this is sort of the culmination of everything that's been going on this, like as I said earlier,
since November.
As soon as Punk returned, and because of Rollins' incredible reaction to it, which was so good, instantly, like the moment it happened, we were like, oh, Punk Rollins is going to be money. It's going to be money. It's going to be money. Drew and Punk have since been doing great work, and we know that match is going to be money. So I kind of think combining the two, interweaving the storylines, and especially after everything that happened at Mania, I think it's really interesting.
It's better than a triple threat, I think.
I think so as well. Yeah. The question it poses to me is, does this mean, if we do go in a Punk Rollins direction, does that mean Drew and Punk is a one and done?
Because then it's bad blood.
It doesn't feel like it should be.
To me, bad blood was half set up to get Drew and Punk like the next one, because their feud's been so epic that it can be more than one and done. Because like Bad Blood, Hell in a Cell, you think there's going to be a Hell in a Cell, Punk, Drew, finish the story there.
Yeah.
But now I don't know where you go after this.
So from what I've heard, it's going to be a best of 3.
Oh.
Between these two.
Between Drew and Punk, which would make sense. We could get Drew Punk again in Berlin, and then they cap off the story in Bad Blood, and then we lead to Rollins Punk. And to be honest, like everything you're saying about Rollins, Kev, is totally right. He's incredible, incredible storyteller. Has proved recently, although we knew it, but in recent weeks has been superb on the mic.
Yeah.
And because there's real, genuine beef that they're working into a beautiful storyline, that's big enough. Punk and Rollins is big enough for Mania. 100%, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
So that could go all the way to Mania.
Yeah.
So maybe, okay.
Could do, yeah.
And if Rollins costs Drew or accidentally, doesn't that also play into the whole Drew just constantly getting screwed?
Yeah. It really could go either way.
It really does open up some creative
it's
opportunities.
Very difficult to call. And I feel like, because I was thinking about, but with Punk coming back, wouldn't you want that big moment of like Punk winning at SummerSlam? It would be a big sort of pop and everything. Like, but also Punk can...
He can lose.
He can eat the loss.
Yeah.
And so can Drew. Like, it's not like either of them need to win. They'll still both be on fire.
They're both legit main eventers.
Yeah.
So you just told me this is actually Punk's first match, isn't it? Other than the Rumble.
Other than a house show at the Garden with Dominic and the Royal Rumble, this is the third match back, which is crazy talk. Go on.
I will say one thing.
What if he gets
injured? Ben, get your finger ready. Get your finger ready.
Injured again?
No, everyone knows how I feel about CM Punk, and also because I know a few people are like saying things on social media. Stop talking. I'll only say it when James says ridiculous things about it. He was responsible for Hulk Hogan or whatever.
I said partially responsible. For Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you,
it was because of him that WWE was created in the first place.
Let me tell you this. If CM Punk was in any way responsible for Hulk Hogan, I would not be a CM Punk fan.
And also, since Skillet's random question, I have been questioning myself. Am I okay? I have sought some therapy.
The best random question ever.
But then I remembered I'm not alone, because Ash has all the same views on CM Punk that I have. I'm not alone in this. However, I will say one thing for balance. I thought CM Punk looked in good shape.
Yeah, he
Monday.
did. Yeah, he did look
I thought
better
he
than he'd been.
Ready.
Yeah.
And I thought,
other than his hair,
maybe. And he'd had a spray tan, and he looked the part, and he looked like he was very bouncy. And I just thought, I wonder if now's the time when we're going to get a really good match at SummerSlam, and this is it now, and we're gonna get the Punk that. Well, I was going to say that we all want, that I want.
That will shut you up.
Great, I would love that.
Okay,
I want him to be
Did you like
brilliant.
him pandering to the crowd by going to every corner as he come out?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
John Cena style.
Babyface stuff.
But did you get the references there? He was looking at hard cam side.
Yeah.
Taking in the crowd behind the cameras.
Oh, he's doing the... He's doing AW chat.
Watch TNA, they got fans.
Congrats to TNA.
I haven't watched it, but they're killing it, right?
Yeah.
They have
a good crowd.
A big old crowd there, which is great.
But I don't know. I don't know why. There's something about him made me think maybe this is going to be awesome.
I hope so. I mean, there's still a question mark for me over, I think I said on last week's show, but do we end up getting a bit of a Matt Hardy versus Edge scenario at SummerSlam, which was essentially more of an angle and a beatdown because maybe Punk is not fully ready for a proper long drawn out match. However, the fact that Seth is now the ref makes me think it will be a proper sort of 15, 20 minute
What sort
battle.
of ref outfit do we think that Seth Rollins is going to have?
I'm hoping Shawn Michaels.
Like little shorts.
Little Shorts. Shawn Michaels from 97. I think it's going to be super fun. It's going to be super fun. And Ash, I don't know if the mic's picked it up, but you brought up a great point. The other angle here is that genuine real life peril of could Punk get injured again? Because if he does, it's over for him.
Done, isn't it?
It's legitimately over for him if he got injured again in this match.
CM Glass.
It just becomes tedious, doesn't it? It just becomes here we go.
Yeah. It would be, and obviously not wishing that
No.
on anyone.
It's just that, it wasn't that long ago he was injured in AEW as well. It's been one after it.
I think
3 in a row.
It happened
Yeah.
twice in AEW.
Yeah.
Obviously happened as soon as he came back to WWE. So there is that real life peril as well, which adds more intrigue to the match. A few extra points on Raw. Loved the Gunther and Priest pull apart. Hilariously, when things are getting serious in a feud, when Jason Jordan and Kenny Dykstra are sent out to...
And Daivari wearing the tightest shirt. I think when he was a wrestler, he wasn't much of a wrestler, but I just was like, that you are bursting out that shirt, mate.
Now, I really like this, and I don't know if you can sort of remember the visual of it, but Damian Priest, when he came down, so Gunther was cutting this promo that essentially, it was a nice little detail, it was calling Priest trailer park trash, or, street trash, which cemented Priest as a babyface.
Yeah.
Everything Gunther is doing, I feel like he's doing really well.
I thought it was a really good, one of his strongest promos.
It's really good.
I think it was a level up from what we've seen of Gunther, who's, not saying it's boring, but like you get the same sort of thing. He's kind of being a great heel now.
In a weirdly sort of charismatic way.
Yeah, in his own way,
I feel like he's playing the crowd as in, like he lifts his mic and then lowers it because he's getting boos, so he's playing up the boos. But what I really thought, and I don't know if you agree, but when Damien stomped out down the aisle, belt over shoulder, really like walked with purpose, full of piss and vinegar towards Gunther, who was slagging him off, I looked at Damien, and go back and watch it, I looked at him as like, he feels like a main eventer now, like a proper champ. And I do feel like they've done a really good job with him. He looks the part. I know he hasn't got like the greatest physique when you compare him to, LA Knight or whatever, but he looks the part. He's getting over. He is connecting, and I feel like this has been an interesting feud.
Yeah. Like we were talking about it on the group last night, weren't we? The thing with this, it's like, who do you want to win?
Who do I want to win? I want,
and with which hat on? Kayfabe wise and producer wise.
I really don't know where you go with Damien. That's why, unless he does the Finn Balor, and I'm not sure they're ready yet.
I think maybe Finn costing him.
Do you know what? I think, oddly, from a sort of, producer's point of view and from a fan's point of view, I think I want Damien to win.
Do you?
Because a big victory over Gunther would cement him as a main eventer. Gunther doesn't need the victory. He's good enough to go on and be the champ further down the line. And also, from a fan's perspective, Damien's the babyface. So that would make sense. But to be honest, I don't care, and I mean that in the best possible way, because I'm invested in both talents.
Yeah. I think from fans' perspective, in terms of how in my little kayfabe world of it, like I think that Judgment Day have been bad guys for so long, and Priest is sort of almost babyface now, but not fully for some reason, and also because he didn't kick out against Seth, and Seth's my fave.
Yeah.
So to me, watching it as a fan, I'm like, well, Seth should be champion right now. And then even otherwise, one of my other faves, like my 3 favourites right now, it changes, but right now is like Seth, Drew, and Cody probably, and my 3 favourite wrestlers right now as a fan, watching from a kayfabe perspective. Seth should have been champion because Priest didn't kick out, and then Drew came to cash in, and CM Punk, who I don't like, stopped him. So, like, it was 2 opportunities where Priest shouldn't really be the champion right now to me, and 2 of my favourites lost out. So, as a fan, and this is nothing against his work, I think he's done really brilliantly, I agree. But as a fan, I feel like he shouldn't be champion right now. And Gunther's sort of amazing.
Yeah, and on the up.
So there's a part of me that feels like I sort of want Gunther to win.
But would a clean, strong victory over Gunther make you feel differently about Priest?
I guess so. Yeah. But then I don't know if I like they built Gunther up so much for him to then lost his title to Sammy and then to lose again to Damian Priest. I'd be like, I don't know if that's just taking the edge off his invincibility. Because he's an invincible heel. He's a Brock Lesnar,
There's arguments both sides, but it's an interesting match.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for
Judgment Day are really interesting as well, because clearly Finn and JD McDonough are heels. Like we saw that in the main event, and the dynamic of the way he was speaking, the way Finn holds himself, he's clearly a heel. Damian Priest is been turned babyface without really going all out saying and acting like one. Then Rhea is like the most over female talent in the company. So then you've got this weird dynamic between the two groups. Even when they came in, when they did that brilliant bit at the beginning where they walk into the arena, which they always do now, they got booed, like the third, who was it? Finn, JD and Dom, obviously. And then there was a massive cheer for the other two. Yeah. And then Carlito.
And they were all smiling.
Carlito carrying the luggage.
But there's a really... what do you do with Judgment Day? Is it... I don't know.
So a question for you, Ash. Have you got access to my notes? Because we are so hideously aligned. So I've written here, it's a really interesting dynamic in Judgment Day right now because Damien and Rhea are faces and the rest are heels.
Yeah.
And it's so refreshing to have the nuance and the shades of grey in WWE that we never got before.
Yeah.
And to say that they're interesting for that reason is great.
Because Dom's not just a heel. Dom's like the uber heel as well. To be in the same group with someone like with Rhea, I know the whole storyline's intertwined, but it's it's good because you're not putting people in boxes and saying, "Oh, he's a bad guy."
Yeah,
he's a good guy. There is,
but then aligning himself with Rhea on Raw, kind of.
I know it's really
who's the uber babyface now. Kind of got a bit of a cheer.
Yeah.
So let's quickly talk about Liv and Rhea. I mean, I think we'll all agree, and Dom obviously, all really good work.
It's great.
I love the split screen.
Yeah.
So we see both reactions. But is this heading towards an unexpected turn? Dom actually siding with Liv at SummerSlam and costing Rhea the match?
I think so.
That's what I think.
So.
Yeah. I think
it was a setup all along. We haven't had one of those for years, have we?
Yeah.
And then he would just be the most horrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I think there is a big kind of section of the audience who want Dom and Liv to be together, just to sort of
as
see
a heel,
as a heel,
And then you're kind of again the Judgment Day. You have the break getting bigger and bigger, then, don't you? Because then is Rhea going to stay in the Judgment Day, or is Dom going to? It makes it even more complicated.
Well, actually, that's nice because if Dom costs Rhea the match, and Finn, I think you just said this, Kev, Finn ends up costing Damien the match.
Yeah.
Damien and Rhea are your two uber baby faces.
Yes.
And they can remain friends and together or what have you. But then you've got Judgment Day back as an ultra heel pack.
Yeah.
They could bring in more talents.
Yeah.
Like Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, maybe.
Yeah.
Tamina. Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's good.
It's exciting.
It was. I like the way she was on the stairs as well. Very It's not. I like
Other
every now and
side of
then
the
when
arena.
you kind of do something like she's not just in the ring or on the ramp. And even last week when she was on the screen, they did the live shot of her backstage. They're doing kind of different things. And Liv, it has to be said, I think she's in. Not that I ever really didn't rate her, but her level has gone up so much.
She's found a new confidence.
She's found. To be fair to her, she's found a character, which I think was Liv Morgan's always problem. She was good in the ring. She seemed to be over with the crowd. But she's good on the mic, but they are never really who is Liv Morgan, and I feel now this whole Watch Me Revenge tour kind of thing.
Well, she's
a femme fatale.
She's someone who gets her heart broken a lot. Didn't she go after Lana for a while?
Oh yeah, you forgot that. Yeah,
got her heart
for a week at least.
Got her heart broken by Lana. Now gets her heart broken by Dom Dom.
Yeah, well, we're not believing that.
Poor girl,
Daddy Dom.
Yeah. Do you know? It's the way she cried as well. Yeah, it's oh god, she's nuts. She's gone.
She's got the crazy eyes.
Something happened to me on the train on the way into the studio this morning. I was sat there listening to my music, and there was
listening to
a 90s playlist for my film coming up.
Oh yeah, nice.
By the way, if anyone listening to this is into financing films, please do hit me up and let's have a chat. There was a girl, this is rubbish story. There was we'll probably cut this out.
Yeah.
And there was a girl that looked exactly like Liv Morgan, sat opposite me, and she was listening to her music, and then suddenly she was crying, and I was like, and we both had headphones in, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And she sort of nodded and gave me a smile, but I was like, I feel a bit like Dirty Dom on the Thames link from Hitchin to St
Could you pull
Pancras.
off the tash like Dirty Dom?
I don't think I could. But yeah, it was just interesting that she looked a lot like Liv, and she was crying.
How weird. Or maybe we're just obsessed with wrestling.
Yeah.
I think that's probably more likely.
Everything is wrestling.
Everything is wrestling. Wyatt Sicks. So just as Chad, flanked by the Creed brothers in sharp suits, by the way.
And trainers.
Wasn't it?
Blue trainers, I think one of them was.
Suits and
Julius,
trainers.
was that we were in?
So as they were berating and starting to beat down Alpha Academy, we get Uncle Howdy in a sort of half Howdy, half Bo Dallas gear. He comes down and hits Chad with a Sister Abigail to an enormous pop, because obviously that was Bray's move.
Yeah.
Question, do we think we're going to get Chad versus Uncle Howdy / Bo Dallas at SummerSlam?
I think it might be a 6-way.
Because Bray Wyatt debuted at SummerSlam. The Fiend debuted at SummerSlam. Uncle Howdy perhaps is going to debut in a wrestling capacity at SummerSlam. But what did you think of this? I just want to read out a very quick email from, I don't have her name, Jenna, I think her name was. Sorry, I didn't paste it into my notes. Hello, James and team. This is only my opinion. Every week there's a new video introducing someone that's in the Wyatt Six, and then later on in the night you're disappointed because they don't do anything. My concern is that Bo Dallas has to be his own man and not use Bray Wyatt moves. Take Monday night, for example. People went nuts when he hit Bo with the when Bo hit Sister Abigail on Chad. From what I've seen, though, I don't think it's going to work because Bo isn't believable enough. Would love to hear what you think.
She doesn't believe.
She doesn't believe. I think he's ultra believable, and I think actually the grief he's going, genuine grief he's going for the loss of his brother, is driving this whole thing. It's giving it emotional depth.
Yeah,
I think it's sort of really working in that respect.
Yeah,
I think he's very believable.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, him more than any of them, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all good, but like,
well, my own. It's not an issue. It's just an expectation. Is how does this all play out when the bell rings? We still haven't seen that.
So we've discussed this at length on the podcast. There are videos of it on our YouTube channel really diving into the subject. But for now, do we stop worrying about, because the narrative at the moment is, will it transfer to the ring? And I do think that's a concern. But do we just enjoy the spectacle of it and have faith that WWE's creative is at least in 2024 competent? For so many years, it has been SHIT. But overall, it's very, very strong. And as we said earlier on in the show, like 75% of what we're getting is really good. And I think it is interesting. It is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But do we just enjoy the spectacle of it and just hope for the best?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But from what it's worth, I think what they've done so far, and they've established that Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy, is already better than I thought it might be. Like, we are getting actual people and not just the spooky characters. Although it was interesting, they didn't actually drop Nikki, did they, in the video? They just... Which was a bit, I thought, because we did Rowan, and he did the I Am Rowan, which was his finest moment. Like the days of carrying around a spider must creep the hell out of him, because that was just terrible booking. But yeah, Nikki was just kind of, she's Abby the Witch, isn't she? I suppose that's kind of what she's meant to be. But it was just, they kind of said, you've been forgotten about, didn't they? I think in the video.
But it wasn't her as a person.
But they didn't have Nikki doing like a talking head to say, like, I've been lost. I don't know where I am.
And I do, like, Kev, I'm interested for your thoughts on this, because I watched this with close interest because it was Nikki's turn. Do you know what I mean? Like, as you say, we've seen Rowan, we've seen Bo.
Who has no connection really to Bray Wyatt as well.
Nikki, and so I was so interested to see how this would play out, and it was interesting that there was no interview, there were no sound bites even really, other than just those quick "you've been forgotten," and it was more just about creepy smiles and laughs and scratching her head. And also, was it Nikki Cross? Because I didn't think it looked like her at all.
That didn't occur. Well, I think it was because
I might be wrong.
That thought didn't actually occur to me that it wasn't her.
But Kev, what did you think of this? Like,
I feel like I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the visual is all good, and I think there's enough, like you said, there's enough credit in the bank, or money in the bank, to go with what WWE are doing. You know, in terms of their creative.
Sorry, I love how pleased you were with money in the bank.
Some might say money in the bank. To go along with what they're doing creatively, and I think we all want this to be brilliant, especially for Bo.
Yeah,
you know, we want this whole thing to be brilliant, so we're going to go along with it as much as we can. We just didn't learn anything from that video, and I also think I know I've said it before, but like. No one else is selling it, really. I think, like, you know, the commentators and that are not really selling it like it's important anymore.
I really hate that it's just Raw. That annoys me. Like,
just Raw.
Like, why?
Yeah, Mech said the same last week.
Why should they be given a brand if they're this, you know, I don't know what they are, this renegade group of spooky characters. Why are they not on SmackDown? I know the first SmackDown they had security, didn't they, around after the Monday Night Raw invasion thing.
And I found the whole thing with Chad Gable just slightly jarring. Like I feel like there was a pivot at one point that they've just gone, right, we're doing really well with this story with Otis and, you know, the Alpha Academy, but for this Wyatt Sicks thing, we need it to be Chad.
Yeah.
And I feel a bit like, why does it need to be Chad?
Yeah,
because he was involved in such a strong story.
Yeah, which is kind of, as you alluded to at the top of the show, it's kind of been missed.
It's like he's sort of got pulled out of that, and they quickly Otis went, no, I'm not having it anymore to Chad, and that was like a really sort of nothing payoff. But now they're trying to sort of go back to it. But I'm not sure which storyline Chad's in, or if it's all of it, and if it's all going to come together or not. It's just, I don't know, jarring.
I would hope they do, because I'm a fan of intertwining stories when they're done well. I just think, like to your point, Ash, the only moment we got between Chad and Otis was the shove.
Yeah.
Like one shove. And it was like, we were so waiting for that enormous eruption from the crowd when he, Sammy turning on Roman.
We were saying it would be an IC title match at SummerSlam. That's the trajectory we were going on at some point. Between Otis and Chad. I mean, this was obviously before all the Wyatt stuff, but
there's something still there because Chad said, I'm extending an olive branch. I want you to be part of our gang. You know, I still want to help you. And Otis said the answer is still no. So they are carrying on with it, but I just don't know if the moment has passed.
Yeah, I think the heat's gone out of it, isn't it?
That's my fear.
And you guys were chatting about it last week, that it became a bit comedy. Yeah. I figured it out, guys. It's Bo Dallas.
Yeah, and Michael Cole's like, duh.
Yeah, so Michael Cole's not really selling it. Chad Gable went a bit comedy with it. It's all a bit like, it's not quite that important. And even him selling it to Otis and all them, it's like, you know, the Wyatt Sicks, they're really creepy. They might come after you as well, unless you get my protection. And it's just like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't feel like he's that scared.
Like, when they did the vignettes of Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis, that would be... Because they, again, don't have any connection to Bray Wyatt. So will we just get a mask thing rather than their story? Or will Gacy go down to the point where I was inspired by Bray, where he used that and then he left us? But then I don't know what you do with Lumis. It's...
I mean, obviously, we've got to let it play out.
Of course,
I think, the fact that they brought Rob Lees in to be in charge of long-term story and characters and creative, it makes me feel they must have a plan. But I think, as we said last week, and this is sort of to put a pin on it, it's like they need to commit 100%, and it's got to fit within the landscape of WWE. And I feel like at the moment it's not quite firing on all cylinders. Should we get to some final thoughts?
Did you not want to talk about Sammy and Bron and
the
main event?
Okay, good point. So I thought it would be a triple threat.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
I was really surprised that the way that match ended, Bron Breakker hit Ilya Dragunov with a spear on the outside.
Yeah, and he couldn't continue,
And he sort of hit, and Michael Cole sold it really well. He sort of hit the back of his head on the apron. Yeah. But then the match was stopped, so giving Bron the win. And then at the end of the night, there was a tag match between Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, which, by the way, I loved.
They're bringing that back.
Is that foreshadowing Sami being part of the Bloodline again? I love that history between those two. They were in a tag match against Judgment Day. But after the decision, Bron Breakker came down and speared Sammy. And that was like the main event spot of Raw. So
the final shot was Bron Breakker. The little logo in the corner came up, and I was like, I've loved him from literally the minute 2.0 started. I liked 2.0. I was one of the very few people that liked it.
Yes, you were.
But Bron was always the star. And there was a little bit in between moments when he got called up to Raw to face Ziggler after WrestleMania, and I was like, no, not doing it. But since he's come back up, I suppose, they're just almost perfect, his booking. I mean, I'd had him at one last pay-per-view, but clearly he has to win at SummerSlam, doesn't he? He's another one. You can't...
I think perhaps, or it could even be Ilya gets involved because of what Bron did to him on Raw. Ilya gets involved and it goes to triple threat, maybe at Bad Blood, maybe in Berlin. You know, long term, baby. Yeah.
But I do love Bron. When you talk about Logan Paul, Bron's in that kind of trajectory for me. Like one of the, I think and obviously he's got the lineage, which I love as well.
Yeah. Okay. Between Dom, JD McDonough and Carlito, Judgment Day have more useless Wally per square meter than any faction since the Mean Street Posse. The NXT TNA talent exchange takes a disappointing turn as Dolph Ziggler sneaks his way back in. Otis has been cast as an unlikely lover boy so many times in WWE that I actually thought he might kiss Chad Gable for a second when he grabbed hold of him. Dom tells Liv the 3 special words, "I hate you, Liv." I'm starting to think that his mullet is actually eating into his brain. Although saying that, Rhea was licking his face a few seconds later, so I'm thinking of growing one myself. Oh, banter. It's all good work. Right. Punk. Amazing. I cannot believe
that was amazing.
I looked at you and called you Punk.
Look in my eyes.
That was amazing.
Ben, play the jingle. What a way to finish the show.
CM Punk. I just don't understand the godlike praise. I don't hate him. I just don't think he's as good as everyone else.
It's a fair point. It's an actual point.
I just think he's unprofessional. I don't hate him. I don't get the... Yeah, I've said it.
and we will play that jingle when we do a live show with CM Punk.
With Phil.
Yeah. Kev, so people can slag you off about CM Punk, where can people find you on this soch?
At Kevy Clifton, Kevi Clifton, on Instagram and Twitter.
You should just change it 1 week to "I don't hate Punk." That should be your handles.
But to secretly do.
Yeah.
Not secretly. You do. Ash, where can people find you?
Say hello at Ash Rose UK on X and Instagram.
Really emphasise that.
X. Well, because I just want to say Twitter.
And
it's been a year now since X.
Is it?
Yeah. Saw that going around yesterday or today. Yeah.
State of X.
Yeah.
And you can follow me at James Delo on Instagram, but more importantly, follow the show at WWEGP on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Email us hellou@wwegp.co.uk. We love getting your emails. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@WWEGP. And you can sign up to the newsletter as well. Head to our website, wwegp.co.uk. And finally, it really helps us out if you could rate and review Gorilla Position wherever you get your podcasts. SummerSlam is next week, boys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Just one more GP before SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. Yeah. I always feel like SummerSlam is the most, makes me feel like a kid. I think the first ever pay-per-view I ever watched was SummerSlam 1990. Okay. Hogan Earthquake.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's, whenever I hear SummerSlam, I listen to Vince's voice, just the word just gives me goosebumps, James.
Lovely stuff. Goosebumps from the Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Okay, well, thanks so much for listening. This has been a Starstruck Media production. We shall see you next week.
Gorilla Position.
I'm a champion!
For those with type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, you may be missing a hidden signal from your kidneys, an SOS for an increased risk of cardiovascular events like heart attack or stroke. The mission? Detect the SOS. Start at detectthesos.com. Learn how a simple UACR urine test can help identify kidney damage early. Talk to your doctor about getting screened. Go to detectthesos.com to learn more about UACR urine testing today. Brought to you by Boehringer Ingelheim Pharmaceuticals, Inc.